much younger, at my friend's birthday party, everyone was really excited because he had just got a new gaming system. And of course, all my friends and even I were excited to try it out. And as my friends played, I was marveled at their skill, the way they handled the controller like a third limb, their speed, reflexes. And then my turn came. Well, let's just say the best thing I did that day was somehow getting the character to walk in one straight line. As birthday parties started moving more into gaming zones, and my friends started leveling up on new games, downloading the latest game, I wasn't good at it, nor did I find much interest in it. Instead, I loved to read about history, archaeology, birds, animals, and for some reason still under investigation, military aircraft and technology. And I always wondered, why does my brain always go into these items, then go into the current generation? I wondered, was I born in the wrong generation by mistake? Was I an error in this? And when a new career counseling part started in our school, my career counselor looked at my entire interdisciplinary things. It honestly looked like a mixture between a museum, Air Force base, and an airport, and let's just say I've never seen a person more confused after reading a file. But she thought I couldn't stay in one lane. She thought I was a multidisciplinary mess. I was too flawed, and it was a flaw. So, was I flawed? Or was I just different? Was this mess in my head something new or something like a mistake? For a long while, I believed the first, until I noticed something. I was born to a mother who her in herself is a rare flaw. I know I'm saying this, but she recently realized too. And instead of feeling ashamed about it or trying to hide it, she wears it like a rare hat on all seasons. You know, honestly, I've never seen her wear another hat. So maybe this is her fashion sense. Anyways, and that got me thinking. Because in biology and our evolution, there's no such thing as a flaw. But something like a flaw is variation. And now, I'm going to say something totally crazy. Our evolution, our process, is a mistake. It's a complete flaw. But it is a flaw by design. We have evolved into humans. We have talked, speak the way we like because of evolution, where our DNA has developed over millions of years. How does it happen? Well, our genes get copied from one generation to another. But there are tiny errors in each copy. There are tiny mistakes. Now imagine this was completely perfect. None of these tiny mistakes occur. Let's take this plant for example. Imagine this plant is completely perfect. No issues and can thrive beautifully. Then suddenly, there's a new disease. And the plant will die completely. Why? Because of that perfection. Because it was perfect for a world that no longer exists. We live in a world that is rapidly changing, from global warming to the next weather. In fact, the city I live in, Bangalore, is known for its complete weird weather. But what has this got to do with flaws and mistakes in evolution? Well, if you look at the story of us being humans, it is filled with flaws. Take an example, walking. If you haven't noticed, us humans, much like our chimpanzees or gorillas, we walk on two legs, and almost unlike any other animal, we have no tail. Now, from a design view, this can be a complete mistake. Because of us walking on two legs, that puts a lot of pressure, a lot of weight on them. And in any sport, the most common injuries happen at the legs. Torn ankle, sprain, ligament tear, hip replacement, joint replacement. Now, you may consider this a flaw, a mistake that occurred. But look at it this way. Without this flaw, Could we run and play? Imagine playing football or something on all four legs. It's impossible. An error in our code created something new. Let's take our brains. We humans can talk like this, communicate like this, because of our big brains. But did you know something? The reason for our brains being so big and diverse is a mistake. Our brains work on the diverse number of neurons that are in our brain. But did you know the gene responsible for this vast number of neuron production was a mistake? The SRGAP2C gene is responsible for this. But upon further research, it was found out that this gene was actually a misprint, a slight issue from in our ancestors' times. From generation to generation, this cell got a slight mistake. And look where that's led us to now. Our innovation, apart from evolution, mirrors this. In fact, many of us might call it jugaad. What is jugaad basically? Many of us might have heard of it. When the remote doesn't work, hit it again, and it'll work. Scooter not starting, on, off. In fact, our evolution, our history works like that. We all know what curd is, right? Dahi, masaru, majjige, or even that expensive yogurt that sits at the back of the fridge. We all eat it almost every single day. But did you know? The creation of curd was a complete flaw, an accident. The story goes, about 7,000 years ago, some people in Central Asia had left out their milk outside in the sun and had forgotten about it. That milk curdled to form curd. And for a long time, people thought it was just a flaw of the milk. It can't stay for long. Until one person decided to try it. And it became something completely new. Now, we'll talk about sambar. I know it may sound a little random, but hear me out. Some of us might know what sambar is. They eat it with dosa, idli, rice, or when your mother is too tired to make another curry, so just reheats it from breakfast. But did you know, sambar was also a mistake? Legend goes, long time ago, in the Tanjavur Maratha kingdom, a Maratha kingdom in Tamil Nadu, the royal chefs of that kingdom were about to receive a very important guest. The famous Maratha ruler, King Sambhaji. Now to impress this guest, the chefs of that kingdom decided to make the traditional Maharashtrian curry, amti. But this was Tamil Nadu, and they were missing one very key ingredient, kokum. So instead of worrying about it or thinking that his curry may be too flawed, a mistake not suitable for anyone, that chef decided to jugaad his way into something. He added a local thing, tamarind, into it. And that's how sambar was born. A dish created out of a mistake. And that works in the way of the universe. Because in our lives, nothing is going to be perfect. And an evolution has taken that. Evolution is nothing but biological jugaad. When you look at a cell or something, it looks at the way it can be improved. It tries to make a mistake. It's not a master architect planning the entire world. It's more like a ruthless experimenter with a very long memory. So the next time you try to edit yourself, thinking that you are too flawed, you are too different, maybe you should just stop and think about it. We all have heard that only the fittest survive, only the strongest, the smartest can survive in our world. But maybe it isn't so much about the strongest or the fittest. Maybe it's about the different. Because as we have seen, most of our entire lives were based on a slight mistake that happened in our history. And now I stand here today, a boy who still can't play a video game, a boy whose career counselor thinks that there is no hope, a boy whose career path is as muddled as sambar itself. But when I look at myself back again, I feel, am I too much of a mess? Am I too flawed? Or am I just different? Because remember, the world does not move forward because someone or something is perfect. It moved forward, as our history has proven, because someone was brave enough to be different. Someone decided to change, decided to experiment, and that's what I wanted to talk about. So the next time those who are sitting here, they feel they should change themselves, they feel they have to fit in, don't. Because maybe your flaws aren't truly mistakes, but instead a secret new adaptation you've unlocked for yourself. Thank you.